photographic editing. Here are the steps. We'll start in Google Photos. So if you have your photos in an album there, and I'm going to use the ones I did in Daly City, I just need to pick 3 that I want to change. And I will pick ones that, starting with this one, obviously, it's just kind of dark, so I want to change that. But before I can do that, and notice it even like says fix lighting. Let's click on the editor here um, and make some edits. And it gives you all these filters that it can do it automatically, but I actually want you to adjust it yourself and look at all these settings you can do. I think my main problem is exposure, so I'll just bring that up a little bit. But you can play with the other ones too. And you can see what they do, and then you decide. Doesn't need too much highlights, but the shadows are kind of dark. So if I pump up the shadows, and then vignette I think is, yeah, it just simulates an old camera basically. If you want to kind of emphasize the subject a little more, you can do that. You can also make color adjustments. And you know, I wish it had white balance, but it doesn't. Uh, yeah, but there are some things you can play with. Pop. I think pop is mid-tone contrast. So pop is a nice thing to have a little bit of, but not too much. Too much, that's just kind of extreme. So that'll be that one. All right, then cropping. I might want to take out these cars here, so let's do that. So if I do shift, I can keep the proportions of the image. If I don't do shift, I can just cut part of it out. So I like to keep things proportional. Maybe I'll start from the bottom. And I also get out that dumpster too. And just leave a little bit of a leading line at the edge. Okay, done with that. You can also tilt the angle, which could be cool. So I'm going to do what's called save a copy, so that I have 2 versions of this. Now let's go back and verify that. Indeed I do. Can you tell the difference? Things are looking much better. Here's another one I want to work on. So go to the editing thingy, and we're going to do it step by step. Well, playing with the light's important. I always start with exposure first. Seems like the exposure is just about right. I don't see anything bad, actually. So it's not like you have to change things. And I'm actually fine. Well, okay, so I see this pot over here is overexposed. So maybe I'll bring down the highlights a bit. You see how that affects the pot? So like where it is, it's a little bright. But if I bring down the highlights, and I can bring up the shadows a little bit, just a little bit. And the pop, a little bit too. And let's go to the cropping. Let's get that car out of there. Bam. And then there's one more thing you can do is rotate it a little bit. But I don't need to do that. No! Can I undo? I really want to save a copy. I don't want to like mess with my original. That's a fail. Okay, so let's go back and see what happened there. Okay, I do have the original. Thank goodness. Okay, let's pick one more to edit, so I can have my 3. Yeah, this one here. This is a bad one. Need some help. Lighting. If we increase the exposure, it does reveal a little more detail. Highlights are a little bright over there. We can bring down the highlight, and let's try bringing up the shadows. Color, tint. Okay, tint is basically our white balance. And I think it looked like that when I was there. Make it pop a little bit. Go to the cropping. And bring it down. Let's just get the sign itself. And maybe we'll take it out of proportion. Whoa, no. Let's do that. Let's make it real tight. Let's focus on that sign and give it a little bit of the background. Done. Now I need to save a copy. Save a copy. Save a copy. Always do that. Don't overwrite the original. Okay, then go back. Ooh. And we did it. Okay, now we just got to put them in a page. And that's not too bad, right? So let's go to Pages, Photo Compositions, Make Subpage. We'll call this Photo Edits. And on this, we'll start by putting a title. Insert text box, Photo Edits. Make that a heading. Insert all those images, select them from photos in the order that I want them. So let's start with the bad, then we do the good, and then the not so good, and then the better, and then from that to that. Let's see if it inserts them in order, see if I'm lucky. Okay, now I got to make sure I crop each one, or uncrop each one so it shows the whole thing. All right, and then let's add the captions. So I'll put my complaints and the caption. Okay, it's dim and junk on the edge. And how did I fix it? Well, put a caption there. Upped the exposure. Cropped. This one, it would be uncropped on the thing, but yeah, you get the idea, right? Let's do it. Add caption. What do we do here? Well, we played with, okay, so the pot is bright, needs cropping. And here, add caption. So we highlights and shadows to fix pot, cropped out the car. And this one, my complaints here. Subject is lost in too much background. Some lighting needs fixing. Okay, here we can say we tightened it up. Oh, by cropping close. And that's mainly what we did, but I didn't fix the lighting too great actually, but you have more time than me. This is 10 minutes before the lesson starts today, so got to get this thing going. All right, so we got one more thing, and we write, what did I learn today? So discuss what you learned about improving photos using the words, skills, and techniques of photo editing. Final steps, publish always. Grab that link, copy it. You could test it in a window and see how it looks. and then you can paste it in Google Background. Befores and afters. And notice it shows the whole flower image there. Okay, I can turn that in.